Welcome to the winning side of history. Welcome to Ahmed Gassama Productions. Today's video is going to be very special because we are going to tackle a very important movement that took America by surprise in the last 10 years. The movement now holds different names, including paleoconservatism, right-wing populism, and MAGA. Make America great again. So, without further ado, I still have one question for you.
The question is, are you ready?
Then let's roll that academic march. First of all, I believe that paleoconservatives are the real inheritors of traditional conservatism. So they are the legacy holders of Edmund Burke. Remember Edmund Burke? He's the Irish philosopher who established traditional conservatism in England, and they are also the inheritors of Russell Kirk. He is the American philosopher who established the American form of traditional conservatism. So paleoconservatives are the real inheritors of traditional conservatism, and please, anyone who tells you otherwise, please don't listen to him. So paleoconservatism is not just a movement that is taking place in the United States, but it is a global movement. It is a movement that exists in the West and outside of the West. So for example, in Italy we have Giorgia Meloni, in Russia we have Vladimir Putin, in the Netherlands we have Geert Wilders, in Hungary you have Viktor Orban, Javier Milei in Argentina, despite that he is a libertarian. We can also maybe add Recep Tayyip Erdogan in Turkey. We can add Narendra Modi in India, and even the Likud party in Israel. So we can add them within this category. The most important intellectual and politician who awakened traditional conservatism from its hibernation was, without any doubt, Patrick Buchanan. Now, the objective of Patrick Buchanan is to defend the traditional values of the United States and the true identity of the American people, which is based, according to him, on the Christian faith, democracy, the English language, and the Republic. Now, Buchanan wants also to protect American social values and to defend American economic security. So we need to shed light on the views and the positions of Patrick Buchanan. Now, of course, Patrick Buchanan is against homosexuality, he's against transgenderism, he's against feminism. He believes that feminism makes women stronger and men weaker. He's against birth control because he believes that the American people, the white American population, is shrinking when compared to immigration, and that is why he's also against immigration and multiculturalism, because immigrants, when they go to the United States, they will bring new ideas and new religions, new ideologies that are strange to the American people. He's also against multilingualism, because immigrants, they will bring new languages like Spanish, Arabic, Chinese to the United States, and the population won't be able to understand each other, and this could cause to problems and could lead to violence. He's also against drugs, he's against usury, and this is also, usury is illegal in the Christian tradition because it makes the poor poorer and the rich richer. He's against gun control because he believes that when the human being is, when the American citizen is dependent on the government to protect him, then he would be unable to defend himself and his country in the future. He's against atheism, he's against globalization. Many people believe that globalization is the spreading of the American identity and the American culture. That is true, but also the American traditional values could also be affected in this process. process. He's also against sexual promiscuity. He's against the abolition of capital punishment. He's against big businesses. He's against vegetarianism. He is also against environmentalism and against climate change, all of those ideas. And he said that those guys, that the environmentalists, they favor the lives of birds and insects over the lives of American workers. On the international level, Buchanan is against multilateral institutions such as the United Nations, NAFTA, and even he is also against NATO. He said that NATO is an outdated organization that doesn't serve the best interests of the American people. He also opposes militarism. He said that the United States is a republic, not an empire, and he also adds that we are not crusaders, actually. Buchanan is also against Zionism, and he's against the state of Israel. He said that Gaza is an Israeli concentration camp. And of course, he was condemned, he was accused for being anti-Semitic. He was accused by the Anti-Defamation League, which is a Jewish lobby in the United States. Now, all of those ideas, you can find them in his book, The Death of the West. I mean, this book is very important. If you want to understand the mentality of right-wing populism, you have to read this book. This book is very important. So these ideas increased in leaps and bounds within the United States to the degree that many people embraced a new rising ideology, which is Christian nationalism. Now we started to have Protestants, Catholics, and Orthodox Christians coming together under a single banner, not only to save the United States, but to save all of the West from the plague of the left. Many Christian nationalists are influenced by the Russian intellectual Putin's brain, Alexander Dugin, and they are also influenced by the Russian President Vladimir Putin, who markets himself as the protector of Christianity. This is the reason why many Americans are moving closer and closer to Orthodox Christianity and leaving behind the liberal Protestant churches. In the media, we have Alex Jones, who espouses the same positions as Buchanan, nearly the same positions. He's the founder of the media platform InfoWars. Now, this guy, he was kicked out, he was banned from all mainstream media, and therefore, because of that, he established his own platform. So Alex Jones, he says that the coronavirus was a conspiracy theory, that 9/11 is an inside job. He's very hostile to Israel. He says that environmentalism is a big lie. So this guy is a big bad ass. We also have Tucker Carlson, who was a broadcaster on Fox News, and he was fired for some reasons. He also established his own media platform lately by the name of Tucker Carlson Network, TCK. On the political aisle, we have the one and only Donald Trump, who was, of course, endorsed by Patrick Buchanan. We all know that Donald Trump represents conservative America, and he wants to put America first and to make America great again. The main objective of Donald Trump is to withdraw the United States from the endless wars and the endless problems of the world and focus on developing America. And as a result, he created more jobs for American citizens in the United States. He improved the infrastructure. He opposed immigration from the Muslim world and the southern borders. And he was a vocal opponent of transgenderism, gun control, and abortion. Trump favors a big government, and he believes that it is the government's job to protect the traditional values of the American people. And this is exactly the vision of Russell Kirk. Now, Russell Kirk believes that we should have a strong government to regulate the markets. However, libertarians believe that we should have a minimal government, a weak government, because we should not regulate the markets. That the markets should be free for businessmen to sell and buy anything they want. But the conservatives, they believe in free market capitalism to the fullest. And this is why they are much more closer to libertarians at some points. In fact, Buckley himself was among the first people to defend the legalization of marijuana. On the international level, Trump called for the withdrawal of American bases from different parts of the world. He was also the mastermind behind the withdrawal of American forces from Afghanistan, leaving the country to the Taliban. With this, he engaged in a clash with the military-industrial complex and with the deep state. He was also against multilateralism by putting an end to NAFTA. He was very hostile to the United Nations, the World Health Organization, the European Union, and even NATO. He objected environmentalism by withdrawing from the Paris Agreement of climate change. He was very hostile to China, but did not consider Russia as an enemy. However, there is something very important in which Trump and Buchanan totally differ, which is the Israeli-Palestinian question. In fact, Donald Trump was very supportive of Israel. He even recognized Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. But many analysts, political analysts, they say that Trump do not really like Zionists and that he was just supporting them out of necessity to receive their help back, but that did not happen, and therefore he's going to change his policies towards Israel if he becomes president again. But the good thing is that Donald Trump still believes in the two-state solution. We have the new rising figure, Vivek Ramaswamy. He is an Indian American and he is a candidate in the Republican primaries. Of course, he suspended his campaign recently and he started to support Donald Trump to the fullest. He espouses the same positions as Donald Trump, of course, and Patrick Buchanan. However, he is much more vocal than both of them. He is a reckless opponent of the woke ideology. He even said that climate change is a hoax and that 9/11 is an inside job. On the international level, he is very hostile to China and he wants to improve American relations with Russia. In regards to Israel, he illustrated that he wants to put an end to American aid to Israel, but he still supports Israel to destroy Hamas by any means necessary. We have also David Duke. He is an American politician in the Republican Party. He is very critical of Israel and of Jews in general. He even expressed his total support for the Arabs and for Palestine. He endorsed Donald Trump times and times again during the elections, but he criticized him for his unconditional support for Israel. Now, Duke is attacked left, right, and center by the media, which describes him, of course, as an anti-Semite, a white supremacist, an American Nazi, and a conspiracy theorist. Duke is the author of Jewish Supremacism. This book is very important if you want to discover the perspective of an American nationalist towards the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. In the end, this is a very important speech by Patrick Buchanan about the culture war. We can say that this speech sparked the current culture war that is taking place in the United States. This speech was, we can say, it was a form of a wake-up call for all traditional conservatives in the United States. Be from the winning side of history by liking the video and subscribing.